everyone. This is the TNA edition of DarkMatch this week. We're going to talk about the more in the lead up to lockdown. I'm Christopher Says DarkMatch is mastered on the monotone as usual.
I'm Tiphus, the ever sexy, ever present, ever ready Energizer Bunny of DarkMatch.
And making his return, I'm Iron Bite.
Boo!
Hey, I'm better than some.
Yeah, we sabooed him.
Yeah, I got sabooed. And this is everybody's favorite segment. What is the Iron Sheik tweeting now? No, yeah. Three
The
Stooge
fuck
movie.
is wrong with you?
If the movie have all the. Oh wait, sorry, wrong tweet. Three Stooge movie much better if the movie have Hulk Hogan, Raisin Ball's Ultimate Warrior, and dirty Mexican cocksucker Jose Canseco. Hashtag Team Shacky.
I haven't heard Raisin Balls in quite a while. Was that a retweet or something?
That's something he did 3 hours ago.
Oh,
That's according to the Twitter timeline.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That's it's kind of getting more obvious that Sheik's just working everyone.
I don't care. It amuses me.
Yeah, it still is kind of funny. Well, we're gonna talk about Impact this week, and it was Impact.
Ugh.
There's really not much more you could say about it. There were actually a couple of good matches, but
It's Impact.
it's Impact. Yeah, we start off and it's it did start off pretty awful. We had Dixie Carter to start us off, and
That's
oh
always
boy,
a treat and a half.
yeah, and she actually seemed to put emphasis on some of the things that she said in her promo.
So she had emotion.
Kinda, she basically has like all the wrestlers out for a meeting, and that just for the purpose of introducing the new GM and Hulk Hogan. And he comes out to like cheers from the faces, jeers from the heels. And he's like, "Oh, I never would have taken this job if it wasn't for Sting, who has my back throughout everything. And Dixie Carter gave me another chance, and he and Creative are gonna spice up things with their new segments."
Gemma Holman moment.
Yeah,
Can I ask just a question? Just brief, because to be honest with you, I haven't really been watching TNA all that religiously. But
You should have been. You're missing out, man.
yeah,
wasn't Hulk Hogan, I don't know, the reason why Dixie Carter lost her company?
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's really not much more to explain. Sting is like, "Oh, I can't be the GM now. Like, I gotta wrestle. I gotta take out Bobby Roode. I gotta prove myself to the young guys.
And you know,
Like, teach them a lesson."
here's the thing that kills me. Bobby Roode put his hands on Dixie Carter. That should be grounds for termination. Yet,
You'd think.
Yeah, apparently they can't do that.
but yeah, apparently they can't do that because he'll bring a lawsuit.
Mm.
That's the only reason why I'd say he's got the reason why he has you know any reason to have a job right now.
I there's really no explaining anything. Like, I probably said it like 6 months ago, and I'll say it now. Like, at this point, I'm kind of numb to TNA. They're not really doing anything like outlandishly retarded, but at the same time, they're
So
still crap.
Oh yeah, and
And
because it's not
with apologies
outlandish,
to people.
without being outlandish, they've just lost the one appealing aspect of their show that they had.
it's so bad. We have something to bitch about.
Yeah, and Hogan, I mean, it doesn't really seem like Hogan's going to make too many revolutions because, like, he announces some of the card for Lockdown, and the match at the forefront is Matt Morgan versus Crimson. Oh my God.
Oh, because that's a feud that I've been, that's riveted me to this company. I like to see a guy who's so green. He's practically Incredible Hulk and Matt
Yeah,
Morgan.
and someone who has so much experience but is just so incapable. The fact is, like, they were feuding for a brief period of time. They became a tag team. They won the belts for a reign that nobody cared about. They dropped him, and now they're feuding again. Who cares?
Who cares? Honestly, who cares about Matt Morgan and Crimson?
Yeah, but Hogan goes on to say that he doesn't know who could be the number one contender for Gail Kim. So what I'll do is I'll have a knockouts challenge to determine this. And
See, that's actually interesting because the one thing TNA does actually have is a women's division. It's still treated like shit, but at least it's entertaining.
well, yeah, they give him time.
Because they actually let him wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They let him promo cut, even though they don't really give him much of a launching pad or substantial material. But the final thing that Hogan talks about is that he wants Eric Bischoff's ass right here, right now. And
I like that ass, brother.
Yeah, I was selected.
Please, no. Now you're reminding me of the Hogan sex tape.
And Ric Flair basically interrupts and says, "No, Eric Bischoff is not going to be here. He doesn't have to answer to anyone, especially not to you." Hogan says, "Yeah, well, he better get his ass out here," as I said before.
And okay, wait a second here. This is a day removed from WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, no, not a day. It's 4 days.
It's they didn't they record this on Monday?
So aired on Thursday.
Oh yeah, don't they do it at the beginning of the month?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Ric Flair is still riding a little high based on the fact that the WWE wanted him for something.
He's riding high.
And
yeah, he pretty much is above a lot of these schmoes.
He really is. I mean, just talking about Ric Flair and his Hall of Fame appearance, he's got 2 Hall of Fame rings. Based on what he does. I really want Ric Flair out of this company so that he can go to the WWE, become a manager for somebody. I don't even care who. It could be for the great Khali for all I care.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to see him in that role. I don't want to see him wasting away in TNA.
In Margaritaville.
And in Margaritaville, that too. I mean, he could go back to the WWE at any point. I don't think he left with he burned any bridges there.
No, he just went other places. Which,
yeah.
I mean, with Ric Flair's caliber of fame like that in the wrestling world, that won't really be much of a problem for him. He's not Christian. Christian was comparatively not as big for the WWE.
Right.
But be that as it may, instead of Eric Bischoff coming out to greet Hogan, we have Bobby Roode. And basically, he challenges Hogan's authority as the GM and says, like, "Oh, well, just look at the last GM. He had to step down from his position because he could never beat me. From here on, I'm just gonna still be the most dominant champion. I'm gonna humiliate James Storm, and then I'm pretty much gonna leave for the time that it takes for my title opportunity obligation to run out." But Hogan says, "You're not going anywhere. You're going to face Mr. Anderson," because everybody wanted him back.
Yeah, I love watching Ken Anderson chew gum.
That's the #1 requested individual ever.
Yeah, and despite not only saying how dominant he is and actually backing up his claims in matches, he's not afraid of Mr. Anderson, even though the guy was kind of demoted for like for the end of the last year. The best thing he did was star in that internet wrestling sitcom, which I don't think is going on anymore. Shame too.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Roode hides behind his legal team. But nonetheless, there's going to be a match tonight. And Hogan also addresses Kurt Angle, and he says, "You won't wrestle Jeff Hardy at Lockdown, but you will tonight, and that's going to happen after the break."
And we all know that's not going to happen at Lockdown either. That's never going to happen at Lockdown.
No
way in hell that's going to happen at Lockdown.
Wait a second here.
No chance in Limbo.
So why exactly? Because I think the last time I heard about this, Kurt Angle was feuding with Jeff Hardy because his son likes Jeff or something.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just embarrassed about the fact that like he's an Olympic gold medalist. He's going to try out for the Olympics this year.
God.
And like he has these T-shirts, he has these posters, he has these DVDs, but goes into his son's room, and he sees the freaking armbands on his freaking arms, the face paint, and all the Jeff Hardy posters.
Oh, God. I hope it's from the
And
WWE
I
era.
mean, he pretty much admits without really saying that he's just envious of some of the comparative fame, despite him being like the Olympic hero, more or less what he's always been.
Yeah.
You can't just have your characters say what they're feeling. That makes me angry. That's pretty much how it feels to me.
But nonetheless, like the match that they have subsequently, beyond the sort of lackluster finish, which will lead into them having a match at Lockdown, wasn't that bad. Jeff Hardy was kind of trying to wear Kurt Angle down, maybe a little bit too much with rest holds and other types of transitions, and pretty much everything that Angle was throwing at him was quite effective and he hit him hard with it. Like the German suplexes and such, like the Angle spots.
Right, of course.
Yep.
But it was fun to watch. Wasn't really much past that. But it ends in Angle going like, "I don't need any of this shit," and he gets an intentional count out. And basically, Hogan mock applauds him and says, "Yep, match lockdown."
Wait a second here.
This
So,
match that I said isn't going to happen, brother. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
wait.
I changed my mind.
It's
So,
happening, brother.
so Kurt Angle, because he ran away, is now getting a match at Lockdown. When Hogan said that he wouldn't have a match at Lockdown, but oh, my head hurts.
Yeah, pretty much. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, it makes assertions like that really pointless. It makes the implications of the match pointless. As fun as it was,
Wait a second here. I'm recording a TNA show. Ahem. What's the point of Bound for Glory? In this case, what's the point of Hogan saying what he said earlier if he just goes, yeah, no, you're going to have the match anyway? That makes sense.
There is none.
No. It's just like, it's just this is the problem that I have with the writing for TNA. Not to mention, the guerrilla style camera angles that we get for
yeah, it's part of that like concerted effort to make everything look like a complete shoot, which really just like a lot of people just see through.
yeah, it's this problem with the
Except
writing.
actually, like there are a lot of ROH fans. I went when I went to some of their shows that they're like, man, I really hate TNA. Like some of the wrestlers are good, the angles really suck, none of it makes sense. But man, those backstage segments are shot much better than the WWE.
How?
And I would have
How
to
are
respectfully
okay?
disagree with them.
First off, and I know this is running into a tangent here, but first off, they're shot in such a way that it's a one-handed shaky cam. You can't
Yeah.
even see who they're really talking to.
Yeah, you failed, Jason Harvey.
Yeah, I mean it's like and half the time they're shooting through something. I, how can you say, oh, it's much better than the WWE? At least with the WWE, when they do a backstage segment, I know who the fuck is talking, and I know who the hell they're talking to. Sorry about that.
But nonetheless, of those segments, we have quite a bit of them. Ric Flair is backstage talking on the phone with Bischoff, and he's like, "There's shit going down. You got to get here right now." And Bischoff says he's on his way. Kind of not really much to do with that. I don't think that they need to introduce the fact that Flair needs to call Bischoff to get here. But they did it.
Yeah.
The next
Hold
person.
on a second, Flair. I'm coming from the Incredible Hulk ride. Just
Yeah, exactly.
hold on.
Yeah. Next person we have backstage is Bully Ray, and basically, he's going to defy James Storm and Bobby Roode, get the champion because he's Cavzilla and he's going to run roughshod.
Yeah, I got the calves of a wrestling god.
He mentions trending on Twitter, even though he doesn't even have an account. Which like if they're even trying to have a takeoff on it, it's descended to the point where they're just doing what they're trying to mock.
Oh God, the Twitter thing.
And I guess Bully Ray's just an in-between guy because like he really doesn't have any affiliation.
Well, here's the thing about Bully Ray. I'm glad they're trying to make him stand out other than, the guy who's, just a big old bully. All right.
Right.
But in the process, they make him such a caricature of whatever they're trying to get over.
Right.
That it's hard to look at him and listen to him and take seriously. I'd much rather listen to a Scott Steiner math promo than I would Bully Ray talking about his caps.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm starting to agree. I think that shtick has run its course. He's really not getting much heat with it.
No, I mean
It's kind of like Cody Rhodes' bags,
Yeah.
where it's like not the kind of thing that would give him heat in the first place. It's the kind of thing that people would amusedly mock,
Yeah.
and like,
that's
but
all
they're driving it into the ground. But nonetheless, his bone to pick right now is with Austin Aries, and he'll see him in the ring. He basically challenges Austin Aries, says like, oh, basically calls him small, like any other semi-heavyweight accusation against like an X Division wrestler. Bubba says like, oh, I've taken craps bigger than you, and personally, I don't care about referring to him as Bubba. No one should ever. Aries comes in and he's his usual charming, but like sort of in a sea of like crap.
He's like
So
he's trying. They're trying to make him CM Punk, and he is kind of like CM Punk. CM Punk had nothing good to work with.
I'd say he's more of a douchebag than CM Punk.
well,
Like I think in those terms he's more of like a Chris Jericho, the way he kind of he's more of like a spotlight hog than CM Punk like is like, I'm gonna get my spot because that's what I deserve.
Yeah.
But like Aries does this thing where he shushes the other guy, and like he's able to shush the dim-witted Bubba enough to get him to speak, but he hits him with the microphone and unloads on him. I guess Aries turned heel within the past couple of weeks.
And he turned into Mr. Anderson.
I mean, excuse me, did I say heel? I meant face.
yeah, I don't understand the whole Austin Aries turning face thing. I don't understand.
It's because like the crowd really wasn't buying him as a heel, but then again, like that's like a huge problem with like any kind of crowd that isn't used to like very consistency or whatever. Like even on the indies, like
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say it, but like I think he's better as a face. Like he's like the charismatic flippy do move guy, and he could talk. Like, he could talk.
Right.
But
So he's better than Jeff Hardy. Hey guys, it's my favorite angle. It's my favorite storyline they've got running for TNA. It's your weekly. Joseph Park is looking for Abyss.
Because we all know it's not Abyss.
it is.
Clearly, it's not.
Clearly it's not Abyss. Just
Of course
without
it's
the
Abyss.
mask and
Look at the guy's weight. Like he must have shaved and he got his teeth fixed.
No, it's not him. It's not him.
It sounds exactly like him.
except it is Abyss. We all know it's Abyss. This angle is stupid for trying to, even be in existence. But
I don't see where you guys are getting at this as Abyss, because clearly it's two different people.
they just have the same build, the same height, the same.
Well, why would they not hire someone new? I mean, they got the money. They got Panda Energy. They got the money.
Well,
Speaking of,
Cephas, you just have to accept the fact that you're wrong in all accounts.
yeah,
Situation.
No, I don't believe I am.
Well,
here's the thing.
I don't believe it either. I know.
Here's the thing that kills me about this angle. Joseph Park is going around saying, "Has anybody seen my brother Abyss?" And I'd be like, "Actually, I have seen him," and then pull out a mirror. That's you, dude. You're Abyss. Oh,
Well,
no.
we don't want to focus on the whole debate between this. If there's one thing we could glean from all these promos, it's that they really aren't going anywhere. Like,
No,
he's just
they're not
asking
going.
people one week, and then he's asking people another week.
They-
He's
they-
asking people another week.
they will drop this as soon as they get bored of it, and I'm really hoping they get bored of it pretty soon because believe it or not, and I'm probably in the minority on this. I like Abyss. Abyss is one of those big guys who can go, who can move pretty quickly for a man.
The only reason I want to see this end quickly is so we can finally get to the payoff of Abyss and his brother as a tag team.
So
So it'll be like Matt Morgan in 2010.
Yeah. Exactly the same, but different.
So we go to commercial. We come back and my results might be different from your guys because I think I did kind of fall asleep during this. But AJ Styles asked for his prediction for the main event of Lockdown. He gives it to James Storm, and James Storm basically comes in and says,
"He's gonna hit that beautiful super kick. He's gonna beat Rude."
Hey, dude, I need if I can hit it on you, I can hit it on Rude. So come on, we're having that. He's like, okay. And then they go to commercial. Did that actually happen?
Yeah, they're just like, oh, I gotta get you ready, James Storm, but I'm much faster than Rude, so you better watch out. And Storm's like, that's all right, AJ. Gotta hit that last call on you.
Okay, and then they go to commercial, right?
Hmm?
Oh,
Sure
wow. That's, that hurts my brain. Because when I woke up, I was like, I was in the middle of the next match, which was our Knockouts #1 contender 6-way 4-corner dance.
Yeah. They didn't really think this through. It's
I
just a corners match.
But, you know.
But nonetheless, it was fun to watch. I enjoyed it.
Well,
clearly, the idea was good. It's just that the talent was not good enough to execute it well.
Certainly not.
Clearly, that's the
certainly not Velvet Madison or Angelina Love. Although actually, I think Love might be getting a little bit better. But we'll see as the weeks go on.
But clearly, this is an example of management's excellence and the talent just not being good enough.
You know, I'm gonna just chime in here for a second, but is TNA aware of a match type called the 6-pack challenge, where you have 6 people in the ring at the same time, usually
right?
Usually 3 heels and 3 faces, and then you just have them all go at it until one pins one or the other, and that sets up everything. You don't have to make everything.
It's like that, but I don't think they wanted everything to be chaotic, and
it's not.
I think with the talent involved, it's their way of going. Like, for instance, we were talking about how Madison Rayne, Angelina Love, and Velvet Sky aren't the best wrestlers. If they're just left to their own, there will be like a lot of moments where you just see them either standing there or you see them like looking around, like seeing what to do. Basically, pointless kind of actions like that.
That is true.
This is definitely a way for them to condense it a little. And like I said, it was fun to watch just for the way like they're just those little duels, and then they had that sequence where they all come in and do their finishes like a sort of like a major tag like a multi-man tag match. And at the end of it all, Velvet hit her sit out double underhook face buster for the win. She's gonna face Gail Kim at Lockdown and possibly win, even though they didn't really build this up, because I seem to remember they were hinting at Velvet Sky being like the sort of John Cena of the Knockouts, like the sort of overcoming all odds type of person, but they sort of fumbled it a little.
I now know.
Sorta.
That Velvet Sky's finisher. I'm getting the neck here. Why am I getting the neck? That Velvet Sky finisher is called In Your Face.
Yep, that's what it's called.
In your face, Blue.
I mean, I guess it's better than Angelina Love's Break a Bitch. But
that sounds like a sex hotline.
Yeah, it really does. Thank you for calling 1-900 Break a Bitch. I am Latoya.
My name's Angelina. It's gonna charge you $9.99 a minute.
Well, anyway, so to make a long story short, even though this was a good match because, I mean, come on, we've said it month after month, show after show, we love TNA's knockout division because it actually, you know, gives the women a chance to shine. But the match ends with Velvet Sky hitting in your face and is your new number one contender for Gail Kim's title.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I'm completely all right with that. If they want to push Velvet Sky, go right ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as the match looks good, as long as Gail Kim takes her through something like a cage match, which really there's no justification for it, but let's do it because we have a gimmick pay-per-view.
Hey, there's plenty of justification for it because it is, like you said, it's lockdown, man. Everything's in cage. Everything's better with cages. They're like monkeys.
Yeah, why don't they just like do something drastic and remove the pay-per-views and like give them like different like turning points against all odds and try not to gimmick them up so much. But lockdown is one of their 4 annual WrestleManias. One of their quad annual, or however you say it.
Yeah.
Tetraannual. Who the fuck knows?
Let's talk about Mr. Anderson because I really don't.
No, he cuts a very generic promo.
Yeah,
all
right.
I could. Rude shouldn't be worrying about James Storm. He should be worried about me, what I'm going to do to him tonight.
Because I'm an asshole.
And promo. Yeah. That's basically it.
Yeah. Why were Jeff Hardy and James Storms at the ACM with Kiss? Please tell me why they were at the American Country Music Awards with members of Kiss.
Why not?
Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know. Hey guys, want to see Eric Young at his bachelor party?
I'm just saying, what do you got against Kiss?
Oh, I got nothing against Kiss. What are they doing at the Academy of Country Music Awards?
I don't know. Do you?
Because they're a little country.
No, and I'm not actually going to speculate on this because Eric Young's bachelor party is up.
What's more Detroit Rock City, man?
It consists of him, 2 of his friends, a laptop, and fantasy baseball.
Yeah, and then ODB comes in.
And lollipops. They got suckers on the table.
Okay, good. That's
yeah.
And she comes in with hot wings and beer and tells the other 2 guys to leave and then shoves Eric Young into her chest. Is this happening at Lockdown?
What, the marriage?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they're getting married inside a steel cage. I don't know why it wouldn't. But nonetheless, suffice it to say, she motorboats Eric Young, as you said.
Yeah.
She makes him motorboat her.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
So, James Storm versus AJ Styles. Good match. Good match.
I disagree.
Okay, good.
My apologies to both James Storm and AJ. Like, I didn't... And it's not even because, like, oh, this has been done before. Like, I just didn't really think that they were into it.
Okay, well, go ahead. I mean, I haven't seen a bad match with AJ Styles at all, ever.
I'm not saying it's a bad match. I'm just saying I didn't like it. I wasn't really entertained by it.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, they could definitely move, but again, like, I didn't really see any reason to care for it, and like and it like I said, it was sad. Like, and I was telling myself how like crappy it is, but nonetheless, Storm gets the last call, and at least we have a clean finish.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at least it's clean. So, and
they won't like have a plot thread.
Gentry were at ringside, and I'm looking at this going, oh, so that's why they were at the ACM to go kidnap Montgomery Gentry
for
the show. Okay, now it makes sense why James Storm and Jeff Hardy were there. Ah, I see. What, do you actually think anybody would go to the show willingly?
I don't know. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah, James Storm just cuts a generic promo like, yeah, me and Rude are going to be in the ring next week for a little man-to-man talk, and sorry about you, damn. Let's have a drink, AJ.
Yeah. Hogan basically says to Sting, "It's okay. You could relieve yourself and go home. Like, you don't have to do anything to help." And basically all you need to do is just be healthy. Stay out of action for a little while. Generic, like, again, something that we didn't necessarily need to see, like something that really didn't progress anything. Like, unless they want to say that like Hogan's telling Sting to relieve himself, and eventually he keeps doing this. He keeps saying like, "It's okay, I have everything under control," and does a heel turn like right under Sting's nose, furthering how stupid, how dumb Sting is often portrayed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um, but yeah, James Storm, he's with the guys who did his entrance music, and they're celebrating.
Montgomery Gentry. Just so so I can hammer home the fact that yes, I've listened to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're about as country as a country duo can get. Ugh.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, they brag about how they listen to Johnny Cash, and I mean, if I could make money writing songs where I brag about listening to fucking like the Rolling Stones or something, then I'd be living a pretty good life.
It's not even that, dude. Montgomery Gentry's songs are so country, it's generic.
They're so like they're almost a parody without intending to be.
Yeah, it really is. They're trying to be the next Brooks and Dunn.
Right, but nonetheless, Rude ends the promo by spitting beer in one of their faces, and
Oh, good.
I'm sure that's not the first time.
It's not even the fact that this promo really didn't have to happen. But up next is possibly something they really should have been hyping more.
They did some little sort of video packages like that, like said they will return. But obviously like the tag team titles are more or less like the tag team titles in the WWE these days.
Completely useless. Yeah. Everybody, welcome back the Motor City Machine Guns. They
Yeah,
get to take on Mexican America.
I mean, even if 2010 was a shitty year for TNA, the tag title feud was pretty damn good. And
Yeah,
it's
because
the scene there is barren.
Okay, and I just want to go off on a tangent here. Back when I was watching TNA religiously, and I will admit I was watching TNA religiously,
Uh-huh.
Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin were two of my favorite guys to watch. They were fun, they were exciting, they really brought a lot of life to the X division. And then they started teaming the two of them up, and it was like TNA somehow found gold.
I mean, fuck, that's what people more or less said the same about James Storm.
Right. They found gold with the most.
They just gave a lightning in a bottle pair,
And the fact of the matter is, I love these two. I mean, these two can work so damn well together. And the fact that it's been a year since we've seen Chris Sabin, and they basically put Alex Shelley on the shelf rather than giving him, oh, I don't know, the X Division title.
or even letting him challenge for it.
Yeah, or no, whenever they would let him challenge for it, nothing. Nothing would happen for it. He's just up, I'm challenging, up, I'm going
And
away.
yeah,
Uh,
and
yeah,
see, getting back to the actual match for the return, like I don't think it's the problem that they didn't build up. I think the problem is the fucking match. Like Mexican America is they're not worthy. I personally think it should have happened that they faced Magnus and Samoa Joe in a non-title match,
yeah. Going
just
back,
to like
well, what are the
just to like say like, oh, we're not afraid of him, and to prove it, like we're gonna show them that like they don't even deserve to have a shot at our titles. We'll face them. We'll show them how strong we are and stuff like that. So instead of having like one person who's at least decent and another person who could probably guide the two through a match, you have two people who are just receiving their tornado DDTs, their sunset flips, their elbows, their like corner drop, their trio drop kicks, stuff like that. No one like Hernandez is all right, but like I never really found him to be that good.
Yeah, Hernandez works best not as a leader, but as that big, dumb, muscly guy who is ordered around by the smaller, smarter guy. And
Aside, mm,
Anarchia is not the smaller, smarter
yeah,
guy. He's the Mexican Buff Bagwell. And yeah, anyways, this match ends with Sabin and Shelley hitting Skull and Bones. on Anarchia, and your winner is the Motor City Machine Guns,
Yep.
and probably, and they just served notice to Joe and Magnus. Anyway, Eric Bischoff is here, and I guess we're gonna have a confrontation with Hogan because I just don't care. I honestly don't care about that.
Yeah.
I think I went
I mean,
and myself.
you did forget to mention that like Chris Sabin basically took the mic. He hasn't been here in months, and he said we're going for the tag belts, but that's more or less a given.
Yeah, that's a given. I don't even have to say that.
Right. But nonetheless, yeah, Hogan and Bischoff promo, Jesus Christ. When it do you feel like there's just like an immense circle jerk when these two are feuding against each other?
That's all it is, man. That's all.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I hate to make a like kind of you think statement, but
No,
it still must
that's
be said.
definitely
These
it.
two just love each other, man.
Yeah, it's Hogan and Bischoff from WCW on have been yanking each other's chains for years now.
Not even. It's just oh, you gave me my revival and made me relevant again. You kept me in the top spot and never made me fade into obscurity. I love you. I
Yeah,
love you too.
you made me so much money and helped me and helped me drive a company out of business. I love you so much. Anyways, what we get is we're gonna have a lethal lockdown. That's the basics of this
Yeah.
promo.
Ooh.
It's the
Garrett Bischoff team versus Gunner team.
it's Garrett Bischoff. It's Team Garrett versus Team Gunner, and why have a lethal lockdown with
Man,
any of these?
see, here's the thing. As much as they had the fucking magic ring angle and like this and that and the other thing, I Team Hogan versus Team Flair in 2010 again. I'd rather have that than this. Garrett and fucking Gunner, one person who's like just the embodiment of nepotism and how Bischoff tries to get his own interests over, and another guy who's just like fucking bland as margarine. I don't.
No. Margarine actually has some taste to this. This guy is bland as wallpaper paste.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even care. Anyways, we have another Rude Storm vignette, and this one features Storm's wife, Danny. Not bad looking. Um, and it's she basically talks about how, oh my God, Bobby and James, they had such a great relationship. Now, now
It's over.
even though we get together for steaks every Sunday, it's all over. You know what? I hate this when they bring the real people.
They can't leave families out of their storylines.
It's arbitrary. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't
Really. Like I'm not talking about like the concern over this. I'm just saying like that what they're doing itself.
It doesn't add anything because they do it all the fucking time. It's like blood in a wrestling match. If you do it every fucking time, blood doesn't mean shit.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Let's go on to our shitty main event, our lackluster sort of whimper of a main event.
I can't even talk about this main event because
And the colossal fucking riveting ending to this show.
I mean this is Anderson. I can't I cannot get over the fact that this is a guy who gets gassed walking down to the fucking ring.
I mean, yeah, it's like I used to think, wow, this guy just looks like Bob Holly, but then I realized it's not as fun to watch him because he's not as much of a maniac.
No, Bob Holly at least had some passion for the business.
Yeah.
Right up to the end. And I'm not saying Bob Holly's dead. No, he's alive.
No, he just shot himself in the foot for trying to shoot on people one too many times.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the only problem with Bob Holly. The fact of the matter is, I just cannot care about fucking Anderson because I gotta wonder if he's just waiting for his TNA contract to expire so he can go back to Vince and basically suck his dick to get his job back.
I mean, for something that like that I haven't seen since his debut. When fucking Anderson debuted in TNA, he was showered with chants of overrated.
Yeah.
It's funny that I don't see it anymore. They seem to eat him up these days.
Yeah, I just
because he swears at him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's their Stone Cold or something like that. Anyways, this is just your it's just your pretty standard Anderson Rude. You know, your two guys with with similar styles match.
Not even Rude. Rude is a very good mat wrestler, and he also has some good submissions under his belt. Ken Anderson is just bland.
Yeah, bland, and the match basically ends with Rude blasting a beer bottle over Anderson's head when he goes for the mic check, and after the match, Storm and Hogan come out, and Hogan goes,
"Not so fast, brother."
Yeah, exactly. Not so fast, brother. You're DQ'd. What? No, I can't be DQ'd. You can kiss my world championship ass.
Yeah, this is such a big deal.
Okay? So you should be. You know, I don't even care because it's the end of TNA. It's the end of Impact, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I think I even just I flipped it over to Family Guy, which I found worlds more entertaining.
Let's just move on to our special edition 3-way. What gets more screen time than Jay Lethal? And I'll pause it. Eric Young motorboating ODB gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Oh, son of a bitch. Keepus?
I have to say, Dixie Carter not getting it for the billionth fucking time. I really think we're at least in the hundreds of number of times she's shown herself not getting it on TV.
You know what? I'll just go with it. The lockdown graphic gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Okay. That'll show you how interesting or even fucking hilariously bad this episode of Impact was.
Yeah.
Neither.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the dark match for this week of TNA. I'm Christopher Says.
I'm on everybody.
Yep, I'm Tifus. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you. Good night and good luck. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's WWE edition of Dark.
Hey.
No, I'm kidding.